Hey everybody, peace and blessings, and thank you for clicking on this video. I'm recording on February 19th, 2025. Don't know when this video is going to be posted. These videos are basically kind of like documentations of thoughts and observations and ideas and messages and downloads and things that just come to my mind, and things that come to my mind that I feel like I want to share and I want to talk about. Things are moving so fast and there's so much happening, and this timeline is so absolutely crazy that it feels as though like things that we should normally, like once in a lifetime things, or like rare things, or things that wouldn't happen, historical things, and just unprecedented and odd things and things, big things, craziness, like things that we should be able to experience and process before the next big thing happen. Our timeline currently is not like that. We have like 5,000 big things in a day. I'm just throwing out a random number, but many big things happen in one day. So there's a lot of conversations to be had. There's a lot of things to observe. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot to share, to talk about, and then we're competing. We as creators that are using our various platforms, we're competing for attention. We want to have our stories be heard, our opinions be heard, our messages be heard. We want to be heard, we want to be seen. We're creating for that purpose. And I want to be heard and I want to be seen, but not because I want to be heard and I want to be seen, but because like I really do think that I have good ideas. I take people on interesting journeys that are uniquely mine. My content is uniquely mine. They come out of my head, they come from my ideas, and I'm, like I said, in between two worlds. I'm in between the political and the spiritual world, and those are the main things that I focus on. But then I'm focusing on life. I'm being alive, I'm being a mom and homeschooling, and trying to build a platform, trying to build on ideas, trying to be the creator that I want to be and live the life I want to live, and figure out again how to make it. So I have so many things that I want to talk about here, and they could be all like little separate videos, but I'm going to talk and I'm going to share, and I'm going to tell you the topics that came to my head today, the things that I've seen, what's in my brain today. And this video might take a while, it's a journey. My videos are journeys. I know that I got competition. I know there's a lot of people that keep it short. That there's a lot of people that keep it simple, but there's a lot of people that might just put one topic in the one video. But like I said, things are happening so quickly, and there's so much that I want to talk about and I want to share, and I think that would be really interesting to share. Not knowing who my audience is, not knowing what one thing that I talk about or I share might be that one thing that people find interesting and that inspires an idea and inspires a thought and makes a difference. So at the moment I am in just a season of I'm flowing with the shift. The world is going crazy. We all gotta survive how we survive. We all gotta figure out how we're gonna navigate and what are we gonna do, and I'm just one of those people, and I'm doing it and here's the part when I go through my little bio, and INFJ empath, that's my personality type. An empath being somebody who absorbs energy. I call myself an energy reader. Like I feel energy. I don't know if energy reader is the right term. That's just how I call it. I feel energy, and in everything. You know, some days I feel energetically drained and heavy, and I feel like those heavy days aren't even my days, really. That's not my intensity. It's like there's something, the energy is so dense and heavy on that particular day, is weighing me down. So I am, we are in such a moment where the energy is strong, and it's heavy, it's whatever the word is, it's big, and I feel like what is happening on a spiritual level is that people, the vessels of dark energy, are using every available tool, using every tool available to them, bullying and being cruel and being mean, and because the right now the leaders, a lot of the major leaders in the world are in that dark energy space. They're using their policies and their actions and their laws and their words and the things that they're doing and who they're allying with and all that stuff to create a monster or a whirlpool or tornado, however you envision it, to, this is how I see it, like hocus pocus, the witches in hocus pocus, they're devouring the fear, they're devouring your, the anxiety and the fear and the worry and the, obedience and even the opposition. They're devouring all that energy, the energy that is coming, the anger and all the energy that is coming out of what they're producing, that the energy that they're producing by the things that they're doing and the actions they're taking, right? That's how I see it. They're devouring it. And me, I am, getting back to my little bio, I am an intuitive, I'm a millennial, 42 years old, millennial mom of 5 children, immigrant living in the U.S., been in the U.S. for almost 20 years. I have, my oldest is 18 years old, and she'll be 19 in August. She was 1. She just turned 1 when we came here. So it's almost 20 years I've been living in the U.S. and I've spent my formative years in the U.S. I grew up here, became a woman, a mother, I experienced most of my marriage here. I was married like 1 year before I ended up in the U.S. and or maybe almost 2 years before I ended up in the U.S. And I was only a mother for 1 year before I ended up here. So I lived my formative years in the U.S. and I experienced things and witnessed things. And the last almost 9 years have been the most interesting. I experienced a spiritual awakening because of the election because of who won the election in 2016. And I started paying attention. And as I started to pay attention, I started to become more aware, more informed, and more something else than what I was before, And that is how I finally got to the point where I realized who I am in terms of my little bio late night. I realized that I'm an intuitive. I realized that I'm a light worker. I realized that, I am agnostic. At least that the agnostic part is mostly a decision. I learned more about myself. I learned my personality type, INFJ empath, and I learned how to navigate based on being that person. I learned that there's nobody like me. There's only one me. I am Letitia. I am one of those people like Oprah and Tyler Perry that creates an entire energy and an entire platform on myself, on my name. I am Letitia. Some people they build their brand and they it has its own name and it's separate from who they are. I think that my platform is me. I am my platform. I am what I offer because I am my thoughts. I am my visions. I am my ideas. I am my opinions. I am my spiritual downloads. I'm all of that. And what I've had to learn to do is continue to practice, try things, experiment, step outside my comfort zone, step up, do things that I wouldn't normally do. Like, even though I'm an introvert, try to be less an introvert, speak out aloud, communicate, develop my language. And I learned how to, I do more reading and listening. So I understand how to speak a lot better, but speak aloud a lot better. And I continue to work on me. I am the platform. I am the business. I am the money, and the money is me. I don't make any money right now, but I'm hoping that someday that is me, will be somebody who starts to produce finances from what I create, what I put out, I see myself as a messenger of truth, love, and light. And I want to talk today. We'll see what this video is going to be called by the time I'm done speaking, because I have some ideas. One of the things I wanted to share is, I'm seeing it pop up where people are sharing that Amazon is planning on removing the option of people being able to download their ebooks. And I have an Amazon Kindle, and the reason I actually really wanted a Remarkable, but this was cheaper. The reason I bought this Amazon Kindle is because I like the idea of being able to just scribble notes, because when I make notes, I just scribble. I've never been good at separation. I would have a diary at first. It would be a journal, and then I would turn that journal into a total scrapbook. Just write everything, every idea, every poem, just write whatever I feel like. So I wanted this because it was cheaper than Remarkable, and it was also an ebook reader as well. So I had a notebook and ebook reader, and I have a few ebooks on it. Not a lot. I don't have a huge ebook collection on it, but I have a few ebooks on it, and I'm currently reading on it. So I'm currently reading on it Love is Not the Answer by a writer called Scott Mackey. And I think it's a very, very good book. It is very niche, targeting somebody like me, which I don't know, that might be a rare type, but it's basically a niche like me, which is the bridging of the spirituality and the politics, spiritual and political conversation. And I plan to do a review and a video on this book soon. I've been reading it for a while, because I'm reading more than one book at the same time, and I rarely get to read, so it takes me a while. I'm also reading a book called Divine Feminine Energy, and this is by a writer called Mary Silva. Is that what it is? Mary Silver. I cannot see the book cover properly, so I am guessing that's what that says. So I'm reading about the divine feminine energy. If only I could just read. If I had enough time in the world to do all the things that I want to do. I want to read all the things and listen to all the things, and I just cannot. I just cannot. I can't do all the things, right? And I've been reading, but I haven't in a long time. I've been reading a series called Magical Midlife, and then it will have a different word for each book. And I read the first two. One was Magical Midlife. Magical Midlife Madness, and Magical Midlife Dating, and Magical Midlife Invasion. So I read the first three, and I'm currently into Magical Midlife Love, and I love this book, but I put it on hold because I wanted to finish Love is Not the Answer. And I just wanted to complete Love is Not the Answer before I get back to my Magical Midlife series. This is what I read for fun. And it's so good. It's good for me. I enjoy it very much because I feel like people should, I want to see more books with this theme, you know, writing for people in the 40s, writing for people in the midlife, but writing from the aspect of awesomeness, you know, from victory and awesomeness and just beginning the best years of your life or something like that, you know, something like adventure and living, you know, not like from a midlife crisis kind of standpoint, you know, which was how past generations will look at people in their midlife from a midlife crisis position. I want to see more movies and books that are written from the aspect of stepping into your power in your 40s and your 50s and your 60s, like really starting to live, you know. So anyway, my whole point is I saw people saying that you can't download these ebooks anywhere else anymore because Kindle is Amazon is taking away that feature, and that does not surprise me, you know. I was just thinking, I was thinking about how much we rely on the tech no gods, you know, the owners of these tech companies that basically are kind of will have the ability to hold your stuff hostage. Like even with me, I was thinking I have to pay Google Photos for the rest of my friggin' life to keep my photos, to keep my digital photo collection and my digital photo stuff. Like I literally have had to pay to upgrade my storage a bunch of times, and I just had to do it again. And I'm up to the point that I'm probably gonna be paying like around $30 in storage, you know, for my stuff, my Google, the things that I upload to my Google Photos and you know, all my stuff. And I was thinking I wanted to cancel my Amazon Prime, you know, in protest because of how the billionaire that owns it has betrayed us, the people, right? But that's something that I got to think about because, like, a lot, I'm partially at their mercy, at the mercy of Amazon in terms of like how much of my ebooks, you know, they're making it so that you're stuck with them to keep the books you own and to keep the movies that you own, you know. And you know, that's just something I was thinking about that, and I was thinking like, you know, we gotta find, I don't know, again, that's kind of like, that is a thought without a solution, without you know, a knowledge of what I'm going to do, what the decision I'm going to make in terms of that, you know. I wrote down in my notebook today, I wrote down the word technocracies. I don't know if I could say that correctly. Technocracy. That's a new form of, is it a new form of government now? Like, you know, that's actually a word now, you know. Technocracy. Technocracy, the dictionary says, the government or control of society or industry by an elite of technical experts. So not only are we going to be like doing the whole, they're trying to do the oligarchy thing, the technocracy thing, the autocracy thing. I mean, like, Jesus Christo. I mean, like, they want to do everything except democracy. They want to cut people out of control of their own lives. They want to trap us in their digital world, you know, trap us in their digital algorithms that they control, trap us in their news bubbles that they control, right? And again, this is a thought without a solution. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what the future holds, because the technology is beautiful. I mean, the technology makes it possible for me to actually have a path to live in the life I want to live, because it creates an environment where I could, if I do this right, if I play this right, if I learn how to do it, I can live the life I desire, to be the creator I desire to be the storyteller and the messenger I desire to be, and the teacher I desire to be, and everything that I desire to be, using this technology in a way that wouldn't be possible to me in the old world, in the world that doesn't have this technology, doesn't have the ability to do what I'm doing right now. In that world, I would have been forced to just step into the workforce doing a job I hate, just to make some money. And now I can be, if I, like I said, if the environment allows, if these people don't just try to control everything in the most corrupt, disgusting way possible, and use it as a tool to steal people's souls and freedom and people's creations, but taking all that aside, of people trying to use it for their own greedy purposes, it makes it possible for me to be the creator I want to be, and live the life I want to live, and the messenger I want to be, and figure out how to make money, and find my community, and find my people, and live the purpose I want to live in the way I want to live. That, like I said, in a past life, in a different world, it wouldn't be possible. So that's tricky. It's tricky. So that's why I gotta believe in the idea of this is a word that I heard, okay, let me pause so I can look it up. Yeah, transmutation, to transmute energy, to transmute darkness into light. I haven't really read upon it. I just hear people talking about it, but I have to believe that, we could turn what people are trying to use for bad and corrupt means and ugly, and turn it into light. They always take something that meant for light and turn it into ugly. So let's switch it. Let it be the time of light now. Let's start to turn their darkness and their ugly into light. But first thing is we gotta turn on the lights inside of ourselves, which I keep saying, turn on the lights inside of ourselves and get everything, our aura right, our energy right, deal with our own shadows. And then when we do that, we are strong enough to transmutation, the action of changing, or the state of being changed into another form. The action of changing, or the state of being changed into another form. So, turning darkness, what's meant for dark, into light, So in the spiritual sense, that's how they use the word transmute, to transmute energy. The next thing I want to talk about is today's the 19th, and today is the deadline for me to figure out if I'm going to reactivate my Instagram accounts. I have had 4 Instagram accounts, and one was at Letitia's POV. I used to talk about politics in that one, all politics. One was at Letitia Loves Life, at the other one was at Letitia Learns Life, but then I changed that one to a different title, which was Life, Love, Liberty, Democracy 2024. And then I opened another account, and I made that my at Letitia Learns Life account. So what I was thinking is saving the at Letitia Learns Life account, but spiritually I don't feel like saving any of them. But on a practical and logistical sense, I'm still partially thinking whether to save the at Letitia Learns Life, which was my favorite, even though it was the smallest and newest account. It was my favorite because it was more future focused, and it was heading in. It was the account that I was going to focus on after the Lotus Queen won the election, and we were able to step into something better, step into the future. But since we are still on the bridge, since we are still fighting to step into the future, while the people of the past are trying to drag us down, the darkness is trying to drag us into it and devour everything, devour our dreams, our future, our hopes, our passion, our love, our joy, our thirst for adventure, our thirst to explore, our thirst to live, our thirst to create, like to devour everything that is good about us. You know, trying to fight to get to that future while they're trying to drag our asses back and down into their darkness, into their low vibe energy, you know. So at Letitia Learns Life it was my intention that was going to be the account that I was going to keep, and I was probably going to delete the others. But then things change, you know. A destiny was stolen, and then they just started on their rampage to devour and destroy and dismantle everything as quickly as possible, as they promised, as they said they would. And then people such as Mark Zuck, that owns Instagram, and Jeff Bezos, that owns Washington Post and Amazon, and many others, you know, bend the knee and bow to the king, and the media as well, bow to the king and obeyed in advance, and only a few stood strong and tall and stood up for integrity, even despite everything, even despite the gaslighting and trying to convince people that something that was stolen was actually earned, you know, was actually earned legitimately, you know. Crazy. So it takes a lot more strength and a lot more courage and a lot more faith and a deeper sense of understanding and awareness and intuition to stand up and say, even as no matter how many people bow around me, or no matter how many people try to gaslight me, I know what I know. I know the truth. I can see the truth. That man is a naked emperor, not wearing any clothes. I don't care how many people tell me he's wearing beautiful robes. He's naked as fuck. And I will stand by it. I will not bow. I will not surrender. I will not let you devour my fear. I will not feed you my fear. And I will not succumb to your ignorance. And I will not succumb to your stupidity. And I will not feed into that energy. I will not focus on it. I will focus on the light. I will focus on planet Earth and the beauty around me. I will focus on my dreams and the future just the same. You know? So that's that. And to close off this video, okay, I was just checking to see if I had any other notes. To close off this video, I wanted to talk about 2 YouTube videos that I watched. No, I want to talk about some YouTube stuff. So this morning, let's pause them. Okay, so I got this kind of brainwave of flipping the screen, flipping my phone so people can see what I see. You know, because our algorithms are different. And I feel like if I show you what I'm watching, show you what I'm watching, what I'm consuming, you know, any given day, and they're always different on different days, different moods, different moments, you know, something that, you know, every moment calls for a different kind of vibe, you know. Sometimes I might be just doing a task, so I put on something light while I'm doing something. Some videos I actually really pay close attention to, you know, and listen to and absorb in a deeper manner. And some are just like I said, just a passing moment. So I'm gonna flip my phone to end this video. I'm gonna flip my phone, show you what is in my watch history for YouTube, because I want to share like some of the videos that I found interesting. But I'm going to show you my watch history for today. All right, so my YouTube algorithm from my eyes. This is the videos that I clicked on, and some I watched the whole thing, some I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, and I may have watched later. There are so many creators and so much content to consume, right? But like I said, we have to learn to have a balance between what we consume and consuming and creation. And if you are just an online consumer, I guess you have more time to consume, you know. But, you know, we have to find a balance between consuming and creation. Even if you're not creating online, you're still a creator. You are creating in real life. You're always creating. So you still have to have a balance between consuming and creating. So this is the video that I posted today. I hope that you get to watch it. How I'm surviving these dark days as a light worker, INFJ, empath, intuitive, energy reader, and more. I got 4 views, one of them being myself, and no likes, and I just liked myself, you know, so that I would have at least 1 like. And then I started to read this one. You know, what drew me to this one is the word lightworker. This is somebody that I watch every once in a while. Ask the spirit guides. Her name is Karen. I watch her videos every once in a while. Her videos has a similar concept to like what I would like to do, which is like have conversation with people, build a community based on the content that I produce and the conversations and discussions and the things that I talk about, you know. And she pulls cards, and she does what do you call those things? The oh gosh, what do you call them? The rods? I forget what you call them, the total name. You know, she does different things, but you know, that's not my vibe yet. I don't know if it will ever be my vibe, but that's not my vibe yet. I come at you with life experiences, observations, life lessons, thoughts, ideas, and spiritual downloads. You know, mental and spiritual downloads. Okay, so she has F45 is isolating us. Spirit gives us timeline. Am I a light worker? Question mark. So I started to watch it. This is as far as I got. You know, I started watching when I was in the laundry room, and then I came up here to stop consuming and start creating. So I put that on pause. I did, however, watch the whole of this one. The Serena Williams situation as well. And I like to listen to this guy, Knox Hill. He talks about hip hop stuff. I usually mostly only click on it when it has something to do with Kendrick Lamar, because I am a huge fan of Kendrick Lamar. Went down a Kendrick Lamar rabbit hole last year, and I realized how talented, how amazing, how intentional and genius he is. And I'm blown away by Kendrick Lamar's genius and how deep and insightful he is, and his music and his videos and everything. And so I listen to a lot of top videos, you know, taking us down the Kendrick Lamar conversation. But this one was about Serena Williams, and it's very interesting, very insightful video. So I watched the whole thing. That was 12 minutes. I'm starting to go down this like Paris Hilton, Blake Lively, Justin Baldini drama rabbit hole, and I found myself watching 2 videos in full, 2 10-minute videos in full today, and I watched some yesterday. I'm going down that hole, and the algorithm is sending me more. I started to watch this a little bit. The JFK library closed until further notice. Joe Kennedy III reacts. I watched it to this point, and then I stopped because I just stopped. So I clicked on this video. I did not. This kind of like started by itself. Intuitives unite. Need peeps to collaborate. Current event or political readings. And I found this intuitive I follow her and watch her videos sometimes, and she is interested in doing lives with other intuitives, and I said I may be interested, so we see how that goes. I watched Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, I don't know if I call him that right, ASAP Rocky reacts to his not guilty verdict, and this is the E-News clip. To be honest, I don't even know what the case was about, but I'm happy for them. That reaction was crazy. Watch the reaction video. he, he droned Rihanna in a hug. This is a video that started by itself. Didn't watch it at all. These are the videos that I wanted to tell you about, though. This is the main meat of the matter. These are what I watched this morning as I started my day. And it started from here. I clicked on this. Is the church faithful? Question mark. I watched this whole video. It was 26 minutes and 30 seconds. I watched it this morning, and this is one that I absorbed the conversation, and it was very insightful. This is Suburban Black Girl, and I watch her videos sometimes. Very insightful woman. This is the one where I found out. I watched this in almost full. I found out about the Amazon removes your right to download Kindle books. So that's, yeah. I don't really try to download Kindle books, but, that is just on, that I don't even know. I don't know if I have opinions on it. I just think that the digital world kind of traps us. These people that own the tech and stuff like that we use, we don't own our stuff anymore. Our stuff is at the mercy of their storage, and it belongs to them to a certain extent, and that is kind of a little scary. One of the things I like about having a digital e-reader, having my book collection on a digital device, is that it doesn't take up a lot of space and it doesn't catch dust, and you don't have to figure out what to do with them when you finish with them. So it's like you're between a rock and a hard place with you win it. It's like, you win or you lose, or I don't know how to word it, but you know what I'm saying. And then I watched these 3 videos, so insightful. This one, most of all, the revolution will not be televised. His story. This was a poem. It was so good. Gil Scott Heron. Then I watched this one. It also says revolution will not be televised. Official audio. Gil Scott Heron. And this one, B-movie, Gil Scott Heron. This was so frigging good. I recommend watching these. Watching some videos with Gil Scott Heron. This one, he was talking about, it had Gil Scott Heron, 1982. That's the year that I was born. And it was almost as, he was talking about Reagan and the Reagan presidency. And I swear he was talking about, it was like as though he was talking about today and the timeline that we're in today, So, it's so crazy. So crazy. Okay. And then these early morning during exercise, I've clicked on some of these things and didn't finish any of them, but that's my watch history of the day. That's what I consumed today. And the most impactful bulk of the things that I consumed, the most interesting things that I consumed today was this chunk of information that I got this morning. This conversation by Suburban Black Girl, is the church faithful? This piece of information that I don't even know what I can do with, to be honest, but Amazon removes your right to download Kindle books, and then the big chunk of Gil Scott Heron poetry that I listened to. So thank you for watching and following along on the Letitia Learns Life journey. I hope that I introduced you to some interesting things, thoughts, ideas, perspective, and I hope that you're at peace and you hold the light, you keep the faith, you trust your intuition, you know that you're not crazy, but also allow yourself to be freaking crazy, because everybody's crazy at this point. We are all in a shift. We are all choosing our timeline, choosing our story, creating our story. And I would say be intentional with what you consume, be intentional with what you create, and create the world and the story that you want to live in. You know, be the change you want to see in the world, be the creator of the story that you want to be living. Thanks for watching. Peace and blessings.